All right, welcome to Rapid Fire Manufacturing. Today I have Jake Hall, better known as the Manufacturing Millennial. He has made a name for himself by creating unique content that highlights the advancements in automation and technology within manufacturing. His mission is to inspire cultural shifts within the industry and engage the upcoming generation of professionals. And he has a strong social media presence. I'm sure everyone has seen him. He's constantly out there. He's in a different location, it looks like every day. So thank you for all the work that you do, Jake. Super grateful to have you join.
Thank you. It's great to be here, David. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. So yeah, let's jump in. So you've witnessed massive growth in automation and digital adoption within manufacturing. So what cultural shifts do you believe are essential to support these advancements fully?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we look at the change in landscape when it comes to automation, new technology is making it easier for manufacturers to automate processes that once weren't automated at one point in time. We're seeing robots becoming more flexible, easier to use. We're seeing automation easier to program and design when it comes to custom automation equipment. And I think a lot of times what we're seeing from a culture perspective is this next generation of millennials and Gen Zs aren't afraid to try new things. And I think it's one of those, mindsets of when a younger generation is given a challenge, they're willing to go and find new ways to approach that challenge. And a lot of times they're using content, they're using digital content. I mean, when you look at a younger generation, we are the YouTube learners in a lot of cases. But before, you had to open up a book, open up a encyclopedia, you had to go to a library to do research. We go online and we look at Wikipedia. We watch videos on how other people are doing that, and that's how we learn from them. So that's where we're seeing a massive shift when it comes to the industry. Is we're able to solve problems, I think, a lot quicker, a lot more efficient, and step outside, environments that we're not even used to or have even experienced in before.
Oh, that's incredible. And do you think, that people are going to be able to adopt these methods much more, I guess, quickly, right? So
Yeah,
have you
absolutely.
seen that trend where before maybe people were, I guess, skeptical about introducing new technologies, and now it's like bring in everything we possibly can, within budget, obviously.
Plugins exist these days is a really anyone who is able to look at a video and watch some processes is able to integrate a system or at least get a processing started. So I mean, I think that's where we're seeing more manufacturers being able to adopt automation in a way where it's a lot less of a risk to them starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I saw something that Vanessa, the robot queen, posted, and it was like $150 little robot. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like 20 years from now with the, cost reduction and just being able to afford, robots.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a shift where the cost of entry for robotic systems is becoming lower and lower. And I think that has to do with we're taking a lot of risk and programming that comes out of the initial setup where now all of a sudden we're making it so different manufacturers who have different products are realizing, hey, if we figure out how to have this interoperability and we can work together, the upfront cost is reduced a lot less. And then of course products themselves are becoming a lot cheaper too. Now, beforehand, if you wanted to have a vision system that had AI capabilities or support, you had to have a massive gaming PC with rig specs up the wall to be able to do
Hmm.
processing. When all of a sudden I can do an embedded machine that has its own model on it, or all of a sudden I can bring what I'm doing up to the edge and have real time, really fast processing. It just makes it a lot easier and it's a lot lower cost to the manufacturer at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm waiting for the time where I can just have a robot arm and just cleaning the dishes for me, and yeah, well, that'll
I,
be that'll
we,
be
we
nice.
we have a few more years till that happens, but the exciting part is this technology and what we're learning is going to be able to be transferred onto a lot of new solutions down the road as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. So now with your extensive engagement in the industry, supporting things, how can smaller companies begin to incorporate tech forward mindset so they can kind of champion these ideas without overwhelming their current processes?
Yeah, I think for a lot of these companies, they need to recognize what local support exists. For a lot of these manufacturers, each state has a local MEP, which is a manufacturing extension partnership, which is part of the federally funded NIST program. And they realize there's a lot of grants out there that can help support them. There's a lot of training that exists these days, either through in person or online, that I think companies need to do a better job in capitalizing on. When you go to trade shows and events, companies can see a lot of amazing technology that works, that's up and running, and it would be a really good idea to showcase how those solutions can be integrated on their floor. And I think, that's the really exciting part that we're in right now, is companies can really do some incredible flexible solutions when it comes to robotics and automation, and even handling of data on a manufacturing floor. And all of a sudden we're taking these siloed machines and we're putting them on a standardized OT network, and we're able to capture data, which is going to really showcase where our low points are in productivity and where we need to make change. We're having solutions that are making it easier for companies to do maintenance scheduling and predictive maintenance monitoring. And when we have less downtime, we have more productivity. And I think that's just really the trend that we're seeing forward, is the power of information, the power of data, and being able to then have the ability to truly act on that data is what's going to make things really exciting in the future.
Yeah, so it's not about just collecting the data, it's how you actually implement processes to improve those processes, right?
Yeah.
So using the data, implementing it.
100%, 100%.
And now, what would you say to someone who's new to automation in general, but they want to get, step into the industry? What advice would you give them?
Find low-hanging fruit. I think a lot of times in many applications, we get excited about automation, and then we find a task, and then too many hands get involved and say, well, what if it does this? What if it does this? What if it does this? And all of a sudden, you're scaling yourself out of a solution that you can automate. And I think a lot of times is when you do automation and you don't hit that first win, then you feel like you can't automate anything. And a lot of times it's because the scope got too big. You try to do too much. Go out and find a solution that you can automate, create a win there, learn from that win, and then better understand of what you could do next with the current capabilities, the skill force that you have on the floor, and then find out who do you need to hire, who do you need to train, who do you need to send to get a better understanding of these solutions and systems. So when you want to bring that next piece of automation, robotics, onto your manufacturing floor, you know where to start, and you have the resources both internally and the relationships externally to make that happen.
That's awesome. So before you build the tree house, you need to build the birdhouse. So start small, and then you progress into some of those.
Make sure you have the right tools and the right people that know what they're doing too.
Yes. No, that's awesome. So Jake, thank you so much for your time. For those of you tuning in, be on the lookout for more insights from experts like Jake. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David.